Hi friends, it's Velvet. I am here because I want to use some stuff that I never use. And that is going to be fabric. And in particular, fabric scraps, or if you're like me, you decided to buy a jelly roll. I bought a jelly roll, or a couple. I don't know if this is one or two. Could be one. I'm thinking it's one, but I'm pretty sure I have another one in a drawer over there somewhere, but I grabbed this one. So I thought I would take this out and see if I can find uses for jelly roll in junk journaling. So what I thought I would do is make some tags, because these are a great size for tags, aren't they? I mean, if you were to take, like, for example, that, it's really like a great size. You could cover a tag like that and then just cut it down, because these are, let's measure. It's about 2.5, almost 3, 2.5 inches wide. So I've also got some old book pages, and these are kind of sturdier ones. And even if they weren't sturdy enough, you could glue 2 book pages together and then glue these strips to the front of it. And look at this. You can glue 2 side by side and get, look at that. It's like the perfect size. So, and I got these. These are like, you know, just things that you save to maybe use for tags. And yeah. So I thought maybe we'd try that too. So let's start with some book pages. And just to be on the safe side, I thought maybe I would glue stick these. Let's just use a nice big glue stick here. Let's use a book too. Take my glasses off. I have discovered that my eyes have gotten much better than they used to be. I've been taking lutein. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's just an over-the-counter kind of vitamin, mineral something. It's supposed to be good for your eyes, and I don't know if that's what it is or if it's aging, but my eyes have improved enough to the point that I cannot wear my trifocal glasses for close-up anymore. The close-up bottom line of my glasses is now the correct magnification for midline. So when I want to watch TV, the bottom line of my glasses is the correct magnification for that. And I'm not getting into the eye doctor because I don't have eye insurance anymore, because I'm only a part-time employee and I don't have real good insurance. So I just, you know, I just manage. Take off my glasses when I'm doing anything close up, and it's perfectly fine. Don't need glasses when I'm doing close up things. Alright, so now with these two glued together, I feel like this is nice and sturdy. So, whoopsie. Now the problem with this is it doesn't leave anything for the back for writing on, but that's okay, because you can't always put something like, I don't know, I could put that on there. Can always glue that on there. You can figure that out afterwards too. You can leave it like that and just make it, you know, something that's kind of cool. All right, so now let's, what do we want to use? Oh, they're all so pretty, aren't they? Here's the thing though, these are all pretty see-through. But you know what, that's okay. I can only barely see the book page behind that, so all right, here is what I'm gonna do. I am going to just use a very light Fabri-Tac here. Now these came cut with oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember what the scissors are called that cut this. Oh, what are they called? Something shears. I've got a pair. I've even got a pair that does the edge that's curved. Oh my gosh, what are these called? Guys, what are these called? Oh my gosh. I can't think of it. Ugh, that's gonna drive me nuts. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Now here's why I don't feel it necessary to put a whole lot of this Fabri-Tac on, because I am going to take this to the sewing machine and sew around this. First thing I am going to do is I'm going to cut this bottom piece off and the top piece off, and that's so that I can use this. Actually, it's going to be easier to cut this like this, isn't it? There we go. Whoops, I didn't cut that very well. These scissors are very heavy for me. Just very hard to get apart. Now let's get this cut off. Hoping this will be a quick little video for you. All right, so there's one. I'll put this aside. I can probably use that on something. And then actually, let's just do some different. Oh, let's do this pretty pink one. I like that. I'll do the pretty pink one next to it. Okay, so come on, there we go. Just kind of light. We're just kind of tacking this down until we can get the sewing machine. There we go. Until we can get the sewing machine on this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start up here. But that's not true. I'm going to do this because I really like this kind of the little shredding, a little bit of shred at the bottom there. It would be fun if I could get that to rip at this top, but I'm not sure I would dare to risk it because of the way the paper, you know, because the paper is old and I'm just not sure I want to try to rip thread that's on, you know, glued on top of that paper. Do I dare? Do I dare? I don't know. Do I dare? You know what? Once I cut it, I will try and get it to fray a little bit. if I can. Probably should have given myself a little wiggle room. There we go. It's a little bit of a fray. At least you can see it wants to. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take it over to the machine. Well, you know what? I really should let that Fabri-Tac dry. So how about if I put this aside and put this aside, and let's try something with one of these things. Now see, isn't that great? That would be a great backside. So let's put something on that side. How about this blue? And we'll put it right down the middle so that we can cut off the sides there. Pinking shears. That's what they're called, pinking shears. Yay. I'm very happy to have remembered that while I was still in the video. All right, so okay. Let's see. I just want to make sure this is as straight as I can get it. And I'm just kind of flip that over there. I'm going to do a straight cut right down here, and then you know, maybe cut that you know, with the scallop there. I hope you can see this okay. I've been doing my videos a little bit closer so that you can see more detail. I cut this off because I thought it might make a nice little piece on for something else later on. Now to do this, I think I want to use some little snips. If I can do it. I've got to hold this really tight. Or put some glue on there. Oh, I don't know. Or use a craft knife. I'm not sure a craft knife would work on the fabric. I can try. Okay, there, it actually worked. And then that will get sewn and the sides cut off. I can't believe I made that work. My goodness. All right, so this is what I had in mind. And then when that is all done, I will try to cut this hole, and then I'll put some eyelets in these. What I think I'll end up doing, actually, I don't think this is, I think that's the whole, these are the ones. Yeah. like I could do this, line this up right now. There. Cut this before I'll even get over to the machine. Just realized I'm probably not underneath the there, underneath the phone for recording purposes. I wasn't sure if you could see that, so I hope you're playing along with me, because this is kind of fun. And I think it's a really great way to use up some of your scrap fabric if you've got any, and if you've got a jelly roll sitting around. The other thing I wanted to do is make a snippet roll with jelly roll stuff. So now that we've got that there, and this actually seems to be pretty dry, I am going to find that one that I set aside to dry. Yep, there we are. And I'm going to take this over to my machine and sew both of these, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. This is how this one turned out. I'm going to put a couple drops of glue here because I didn't really want to try to sew around these scallops at the bottom, honestly. But this is how this turned out at the top. Really like that. What I'm going to do is just, I know that this won't go through the fabric, but it may start the hole, you know what I mean? See, the hole is started. So then I can at least get the eyelet in there. See what I mean? And I always use the big one when I can. All right, so let me get it that way. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna try that gold bottom. Hasn't been working very well for me lately, so I'm gonna try this silver one. See how that goes. All right. Squeeze. Looks like it worked. Might be able to take this little tiny piece out of there. Yep, there. So that's how that turned out. I'm going to use this to hold this little bit down here. I should not do it on that. Some of these, it looks like it held, or that I got the glue all the way down. I'm not sure. Okay, let me just kind of go like that. Okay, so there's that one. You can see how that turned out. I really like that. I think that would look really pretty in a blue journal. Blue or yellow. And it's got sturdiness because of, you know, the packaging that I used. You can write on this one too. You can decorate this, obviously. You know, you can use your Fabri-Tac glue on it. So that's cool. Now on this, I'm going to use my pinking shears to cut up the middle here, and I think this is going to work because I left just enough space between these two. I'm following the line from the left hand design, so I don't know how that's going to look on the right, but we'll see. There we go. I can clean this up. And I'm going to. There we go. Just clean it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a junk journal. And if I really didn't like it, I can straighten that, you know, just use some regular scissors. Just straighten that edge. But I like it. All right, so that's the way it's supposed to go. And that is the way it's supposed to go. Aren't they cute? So what I could do, I have another punch that I could use. This. I don't know if it would make it all the way through the fabric though, and I don't know if I want to risk it. I'm gonna risk it. Let's see what happens. You know what? It did enough that I think I can do this. Get that off of there. Look at that. That worked. So now I can do something different. And with this one, I will do the hole punch, or the crocodile. I hope I did this the right way. Yes, okay. And this one, I'll do right about there. And we will use, let's use another silver one. Just because I don't use those very much. Okay. We'll keep it on this setting. And you probably know this already, but there's a word here that says base. That's the one that goes on the bottom. There we go. And there we have it. So there we have our 3 tags that we made out of jelly roll fabric and book paper and packaging paper. So isn't that cool? I'm not going to decorate them right now because for now I just kind of like how they look right here. You know, I'm going to feed some, I think probably some twine through these. Maybe a little bit of fabric here. Maybe one of these other fabrics, because they, you know, in a jelly roll they're meant to match. So, you know, maybe one of these other fabrics would look nice in here. So, you know, I'm not sure. There we have it though. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you were able to get something done while you were here with me. And, you know, leave any comments and hit the like button and subscribe if you're so inclined. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.